and I will share my screen now. Okay. So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you are joining me today in this Zoom session. Welcome to you all. Welcome to Friday Idea Exchange monthly seminar on the several aspects of the SDGs and Global Sustainable Futures, organized on second and the third Fridays of every month. And I welcome you at this occasion, which is on the second session of the first month of our second year of the Global Sustainable Futures Progress Through Partnership Network. I am Dr. Renuka Thakur, founder of Global Sustainable Futures Progress Through Partnership, for those who may have joined us today for the first time. So just a technical remark to start off. Please, to everyone, keep your cameras on if you wish, but do switch off the microphones until you are taking the floor. Also, I would encourage everyone to introduce yourself through the chat function. Please write your country, name, email addresses, and your research project, business activity, etc., whatever you want to share among the group. Kindly bear in mind that the chat will be saved and the presentation and the recording will be distributed to everyone. Please also note that this is a public event. We are live on YouTube channel, and it will also go on our PZAZ PAS TV channel soon. So I would first like to thank the in-kind supporter UCEM, the University College of Estate Management, where I am a research officer, for the support to this Zoom platform that allows smooth dissemination of our seminars, Friday Idea Exchange. And I also acknowledge the support of PAS TV for offering us a free channel to stream our activities worldwide. And though I'm still dealing with some technical issues there, but I'm confident we will start the channel soon. We have our platform already ready, only the contents need to be transformed into particular form, and that is taking some time. Today we have an excellent panel with us, and I will introduce the panelists before they take the floor. But to start the meeting, I would like to just speed with the network's vision and activities. So I have mentioned our vision many times, and as usual, I will mention it today also for those who have joined us today for the first time and who have joined us recently. This is because it inspires me every time I read and speak this, and I hope to inspire you to contribute to our common vision. So through Global Sustainable Futures Progress Through Partnership Network, we want to play a leading role in creating an inclusive, collaborative, innovative, and engaging platform for early career researchers and like-targeted stakeholders, including startups, entrepreneurs, and individuals, supported by experienced senior researchers and business leaders where everyone can share in their research, innovation, visualization, and enthusiasm in parallel to network success. And the network success lies in achieving our fundamental objective, which is to create a strong research environment. And what I mean here, research is scientific and logical environment, building to a multidisciplinary and multi-sectoral team of endogenous professionals, and would be capable of pursuing and utilizing participatory and integrative approaches in solving public and environmental sustainability problems. And therefore, our priorities are empowering and capacity building, working with researchers to empower communities and individuals, increase independence and support those who need it, give researchers and stakeholders the legacy of sustainable practices. We need to be fair and inclusive, improve economic, social, and environmental equality, pursuing development which offers fair distribution and access to good quality life and working conditions. And we want to encourage networking and engagement, provide an innovative and global-wide platform to make global sustainable future progress through partnerships and effective and well-connected network, transforming traditional societal systems to more sustainable systems. And above all is sustainability, to create sustainable and resilient development pathways and to secure sustainable futures for all and everyone. So our key focus is to increase mobilization and engagement, building a community of practice, creating a strong leadership, producing a critical mass of good practices. I don't know where this annotation came in, but I'm sorry for that. So here we have, at our network, we do 3 main activities, and daily engaging with you and goal of the month through social media, which I will also introduce to you in the coming slide, and simultaneously engaging with other formal and informal networking events. Monthly, we engage with strategic and emerging global debates such as this one, and it serves as well as a networking and capacity development events. And ongoing, we have some projects engaging with global issues with target to 1 or more sustainable development goals and beyond that. And with projects, I want to particularly talk about our ongoing project, which is Strides project, that is looking into strategic interventions for excellence in education for sustainable development. 45 researchers from 32 countries have joined this project, and 8 publications are underway. Another is online free worldwide 6-episode series, which is called Introduction to Sustainability, delivered in partnership with Balikyo University of Philippines, and many other events such as presenting in the conferences. For example, yesterday we delivered a very interesting session on the design, implementation, and evaluation of transformational innovative practices, and we shared our experience with the network and the experience coming from our personal research and activities. So the point I want to stress here, that you don't need to be an expert or academic to present or contribute to our network. You can share your own experiences, your own activities and business activities, or maybe your personal activities, and learn from each other. So now let me again share a few upcoming projects, and we are coming up with a series of 4 episodes that would be developed by Sharon Drew Morgan and focus on how to motivate people to take actions. And we are also developing a documentary on coffee and vanilla plantation for farmers in Indonesia, along with an intense campaign of improving traditional agricultural practices and making them resilient for future climatic and economic uncertainties. And we are planning a grant-free online concert which will be played worldwide. And the most interesting part of this concert is that all the instruments are made from recycling material. They wear recycled dresses and they sing all about recycling and broader sustainable development goals. So look out for these events and join us. So we are committed to investigate in what needs to be changed and how it can be changed, to initiate projects important to build a sustainable society, to act as ambassador of SDGs and contribute to research activities of one or more SDGs, and to engage with various relevant stakeholders to step up, join forces, and build a stable network, to having strong mission and mission-oriented approach, and to go beyond and establish concrete examples of co-creation, co-design solutions. So the goal of the month for January 2022 is end poverty for all, everyone. And here, poverty must be seen in the broadest sense, in all forms, everywhere. Whether it is injustice, whether you call it injustice, inequality, or inequality in education, social cohesion, health provision, health services provision, and well-being, and whatsoever, we need to diminish this poverty. I will request you to visit this page and engage on social media or whatever the media you like, in the sense of just acting or thinking about it, talking about it, discussing it on the table when you are having a dinner or meeting some friends. Make it a common discussion points and be aware of what are the problems in the world and how we can contribute to this. You may write a blog or some sort of project activity or anything that can address or contribute towards this goal. And I'm very, very proud to announce that we have 1,250 coordinators in 123 countries. And we are also growing our followers on social media. And here, I want to share a few interesting findings of analyzing our network coordinators profile. And this has been done by Ashish Kelkar, and I'm so thankful. He is our Gsfn membership champion, and he has spent some time analyzing our coordinators. Thank you very much for your time and support from the very beginning of our network. So here you can see the distribution between Global South and Global North. And I'm so proud that we are having almost equal and actually more participants, more coordinators from Global South. And that was my intention when I started this network, to allow them to contribute and to engage with Global North. Secondly, we have here regional distribution. And this is also interesting that we are nearly very, very good at the distribution. And specifically Asia and Pacific region and Africa and Middle East region, we have many coordinators from that region. And I think that is what I always wish to have. And then we have regional economies here, the distribution between regional economies. And you can see that we have middle income and low income country coordinators, about like two-third or just less than two-third of them. And this is what it is showing, that we have an immense opportunity to engage with coordinators and make some difference to our global Earth and global future. And as usual, I'm very proud of this slide, though it is slightly old, but I'm always very proud of this slide, that we have so many expertise or coordinators within all three regions, like all three areas: economy, society, and biosphere, and partnerships. They are interested in these all main areas of our SDGs. And I really want some help. I really want some help, and I'm asking everyone to just let me say, come to me and say, I will help you. I will teach you all the skills. I want TV champion, survey champion, meetings champion, website champion, social media champions, blog champions, Slack champions, and YouTube champion. Many of you are doing some help to me. I'm so grateful for that, but I want more help. So just get in touch with me and I will see how we can do something more towards this. So today's agenda, and I won't go through the agenda. Let us keep it a bit of surprise. You already know I have sent you this, and I will now welcome Donna Green. She is the founder and executive director at Global Lighthouse Studio, and she will be talking about her film, Ancient Cities of the Future. Welcome, Donna, and please take the floor. Please allow yourself to, please introduce yourself and then speak about what your film.
Sure. Thank you so much for having me here today. I really appreciate the time, and I'm excited to be a new member of this network. Thank you so much for welcoming me. And I can't wait to hear a little bit more about your concert with your recyclable instruments. That sounds super exciting because I love music. I don't pretend to play music or sing or anything like that, but I am a huge fan of music. So I'm looking forward to that concert. So thanks so much for mentioning that. So I'm just here just for a few minutes. My name is Donna Guerin, and as Dr. Thakor mentioned, I am the founder and executive director of a new educational platform called Global Lighthouse Studios. We currently work across 6 continents. We work K through 12 and also on the university level. And I'm super excited about this unit that's coming up. We have a film screening that's going to be tomorrow at 10 a.m. Mountain Time, which is 5 p.m. GMT. I will put in the chat a link if you would like to register for the film screening, but it's going to be a screening about cities of the future, smart cities of the future. So this unit that we're going to be working on is, this particular one is going to be for middle and high school students as well as university level students. And we're going to be looking at ancient cities as a window from the past to look to the future. And we're going to be focusing on SDGs. So in particular, for example, you might want to pick clean water and sanitation, which is number 6. Clean water and sanitation has always been a problem from ancient Rome to modern day times to the future. And so we're going to be doing a deep dive into the different ancient civilizations, depending on the student's interest, which one they want to explore. And then we're going to have students at the culmination of it to create their own sustainable city model of the future. During the unit, we're going to have experts. So if you are an expert in any one of these areas and would like to join us as an expert speaker, we would love to have you. And then we will also be having global meetups with students where we will allow students to cross-culturally collaborate, and they'll be able to have little breakout sessions where students can talk about the research that they've been doing on ancient civilizations, as well as connections that they're making to the Sustainable Development Goals. So as I mentioned, Global Lighthouse in particular, we are really focused on the SDGs. I've been a Teach SDGs ambassador for 7 years now. I am well-versed in the world of sustainable development goals, and I love to explore them, and I love to have students find new and exciting ways to connect with them. I saw that your SDG of the month was no poverty. So in my own classroom, I'm actually working with some 5th graders, and we're doing some work around the homeless. So I'll be sure to share that with you as well. So again, I just wanted to introduce myself and just say that I'm excited to be a part of this network. And I will put in the chat a link if you would like to join us for the film screening. If you're not able to join us for the film screening, I will also put my email in there. And if you would like to be involved in our program, there's lots of different ways to get involved. This is just one of the units that we're doing, but we also have one that we're doing on food security, as well as we have musical programs. So thank you again for having me, and I will give the floor back to you, Dr. Thakur.
Thank you, Donna. Thank you. It is such a pleasure to have you. And, I'm looking forward to your film tomorrow. And I'm also looking forward to many other events which you might bring to the network. So thank you very much for being with us. And I know you have to rush to the school today for teaching. So
yes,
very much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So now we have Christine Dubé, and he is an expert in strategic entrepreneurship programs, builder and manager. He is expert in climate impact. He's a business coach, and he has also worked around culture, sales, and finance. And that is what I think he is going to also introduce us, a program. I think his experience from Climate Kick, I'm not sure, but he's going to talk about how our climate-focused entrepreneurs, HEAP programs can help organizations and startups out there. So I will welcome Christine. Please introduce yourself. Tell us from where, I know, yes, you are from Denmark. So please take the floor and share your presentation.
Thanks, Dr. Thakur. It's rare to have such an amazing introduction. Thank you all, and thanks for having the time to listen to me. I'm Christian, I'm German, but based in Denmark, and I'm here really to talk to you guys a bit more about climate crisis and what we are doing in climate action and what entrepreneurs and innovators in the world can really do and how we're trying to support them, I think. And that's really, we want to motivate people and organizations to become more active in climate action in all types of actions, in all types of areas, let's say. And I'll just do a quick introduction about our organization, which is EIT Climate Kick, and a bit more about what we're doing in that space. Asking you also the question at the end, what do you do? What are you doing in that space of climate action, right? And I want to be provocative a bit in that sense. So I think we all know climate emergency is here, and there is a growing demand really for climate action, I think. I don't want to go into much detail, but I think there are many organizations starting to work in climate action, from students to innovators and entrepreneurs to bigger public and private organizations. And I think we as EIT Climate Kick, we're really focused on creating innovations and creating and working with the community to really catalyze these transformations and using systems innovation as a key tool. What is systems innovation? We're trying to look at whole ecosystems and whole systems around specific areas, let's say land use or carbon topics, let's say, or emissions, etc. So we'll look at specific systems, and we want to analyze the whole chain, and we want to be able to work across the whole chain and kind of impact and influence all of these areas, right? So I think just to give you some examples, I mean, we're really looking at transforming whole places, industries, and value chains by 2030. We're working with funders and partners to really develop these ambitions and mission-led programs. So just to give you an idea of what we did in the past, we worked with more than 450 partners across Europe. We've supported more than 1,600, probably more now with last year, climate startups who have attracted more than 2 billion euros in funding and have like leveraged more than 3.4 billion euros in climate funding, let's say, where we have created a lot of jobs. They have launched products and services to market around climate innovation, let's say, to fight climate change. And we have worked with a lot of participants also in different education institutes, let's say students of all types and all ages. And this is just the beginning of the last 10 years, let's say. We're still in the beginning of the whole impact and curve we should do. We used to do all of these programs ourselves, but now we really work with cities and a wide range of climate leaders, and we want to really help transform 10 countries in overall in their whole value chain. We want to transform more than 100 cities basically over the next years. We want to work in leveraging funding and from different sources, let's say, and really enable a lot of impact through a lot of innovations we're working with and a lot of climate leaders we're creating, right? And we're just in the beginning, that's what I'm saying. We have a lot in front of us. And maybe just for you to know, I mean, we work and partner with corporates, with startups, with universities, diverse, let's say, institutes of civil society, city governments and regional governments already, and national governments as well. So really active on the one side, working with cities and governments across Europe a lot to generate the demand for climate innovation and solutions. We want these cities to transform the way they are, to become more climate positive in their measurements, let's say. We want governments to also change the way they are and open up space for new solutions and climate solutions coming in, let's say, so that the demand is growing and that we can really create supply and put in more climate solutions into their cities, into their governments, into their city systems. So I think that's the overall idea, and I'll just jump a bit more on without showing too many details. I'll jump a bit more to what we're doing in a specific area of EIT Climate Kick, which is around really empowering change makers and innovators to really create the supply of climate innovations and solutions through a wide range of activities. And I'll just show you quickly what these activities are. I mean, we're working across diverse education programs with schools, universities, anyone who wants to be a student again, let's say, and who wants to learn about the whole system and how you can innovate and transform systems or cities or countries. We work with them to become more climate aware, obviously, and we tell them and teach them how they can create innovations and also some kind of business model, I think. So we do that across a wide range of initiatives like Young Pioneers, climate innovation leaders, etc., and many more across Europe. And I think now more in the entrepreneurship side, we are helping organizations in the world to do climate-oriented hackathons. We call them Climathon, where it's all about engaging with citizens to create ideas. We have been supporting, I think, more than 150 Climathons last year around the world, where cities are really active and citizens are really generating ideas to specific challenges. We have been supporting more than 55 organizations last year who are doing incubation programs, meaning they bring the idea and help people with ideas to launch products and services and business models to market. So that's incubating it until it can pop out of the egg, go to market and start selling and start validating and start learning in the market. And there's one per country. So we did it in 55 countries. And if you look at how many entrepreneurs or people we incubated last year, I think it's probably more than 1,000 in that sense. And if you look now at the next stage, and that's where I'm more active in, is really on, there are many people out there already who are selling in the market, who are trying to fight climate change, who have solutions or business models to fight climate change, or to help organizations become more climate positive. And we want to help them grow. We want to help these organizations to accelerate their growth, to build out proper organizations and to help them grow worldwide, to just have more impact on our planet. So that's where we are doing climate accelerator programs now. Again, where we help diverse partners around the world to start such programs in their countries. So we have now more than 40 partners, I think, doing climate accelerators across the whole world, basically. So we have actually the majority in Africa, the second majority in Europe, and then we have a few partners in Asia and in Latin America, each of them per country, and active in that sense. And they're planning on probably accelerating more than 500 startups this year, and accelerating these startups to grow nationally, to grow internationally, but also to access finance and access investments. So we have a next stage which is our climate accelerator marketplace. That's where we're connecting investors with these climate innovators and climate startups. So we want to help them access investors. We want to help them access and receive investments from small amounts, a couple of 100,000s, up to higher amounts, a few millions, basically. We have seen investments going through our marketplace, and we really want to multiply and help them grow much more, basically, into the future. So I think that's just in a nutshell what we're doing, and I'll just show you a bit more detail, I think, without going into too much detail. But I think I'll just jump a bit more to show you what themes we're working on. So in climate, basically, it's not just one industry. I think climate, there are a lot of them. Like climate should be across everyone's mind, should be across any industry, and should be across anything we're doing. It should always be a climate aspect, and we should always think whatever we're doing, is this climate positive, let's say? Are we really doing a negative footprint and generating a lot of emissions or a lot of waste or a lot of like bad usage of land, etc.? So I think we work with startups who are active in cities, who have solutions around cities when it comes to energy, for example, or land. Lots of our startups are working in the industry space to really remove industry emissions, for example. And some of our startups and innovators are active in the finance space when it comes to information, when it comes to insurances, when it comes to green assets and investments and so on. So I think there are really many, many different areas where we can be active in. And I think just like an old list of partners we have. So we have, these are just the climate accelerators. Remember, we have climate launchpads and climate funds across the world as well. Just looking at the climate accelerators, I mean, we're just starting to grow and really starting to build out this community. This community of climate accelerators is interacting. They are looking for opportunities together across different areas in Africa, for example, or Latin Americans working with Spanish and European entities. In let's say in India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Nepal, and even Sri Lanka, we have a few organizations active in that area. We have some potential partners in the Philippines, for example, and Vietnam just starting a program. We have a few in Argentina and Chile, Peru, and as potential partners. And I think we want to support them through resources. We give them experts and mentors who are active in the climate space, who know about circular economy, who know about sustainable business development and modeling. So we try and give them experts, mentors. We try and give them content and tools mentors and entrepreneurs can use. We try to give them resources. So we have funding from diverse organizations like the European Institute of Innovation and Technology, which is funded by the European Commission. We work with international development agencies like Irish Aid, CDC Group from Ireland and England. We work with the GIZ, which is the German International Development Agency. All of these ones are key partners and donors. We're talking to diverse foundations, diverse corporates from around the world to bring in more resources to programs in Africa, in Asia, in Latin America. And we have to do more. I mean, we're just in the beginning. I think we have to do much more, and we're really trying to grow. And I won't go into much detail, but I think one big aspect is teaching startups and entrepreneurs how they can measure their climate impact. Many of people are saying, yes, I have a climate impact, but most people don't really know. So we have a whole methodology really on across the whole program, let's say, of a climate accelerator, how they can create a hypothesis of their climate impact. So how much climate impact am I hopefully achieving with my product and service? They can also start forecasting. So they look at what in the next 5 to 7 years, how much climate impact will I achieve with my product and service I'm selling as a startup or as a company even. And based on that, some of them are changing their product and service. Some of them are changing their business model to just become more climate positive over time, really. And then it's important to start validating this, to constantly look at your climate impact as a business and with your products and services. Are you delivering what you promise? Or are you just making up and ideas and thoughts? And then I think it's about documentation. You have to show your climate impact as a business to your customers, to your stakeholders, to your partners. I think that's where we really work on a lot in that sense. And I think that's where we're quite active. And just at the end, without going into it, but I mean, in the climate accelerator marketplace, we have had some good successes. Some of the startups and innovators who went through our programs over the last years have raised interesting amounts of funding over the last years. Lilium, for example, where you can see one of their prototypes here flying around. They went public they did an IPO. They went public on the stock market in the US, and they have raised an interesting amount of money, and they're still continuing. They're still growing, and soon we'll see like different types of planes, let's say, and different types of helicopters with a very green and climate positive way flying around probably, and some of them went for our programs. So, but that's again just the beginning. We have to do much more, and I want really to ask all of you guys, what are we doing? What are you doing? And climate action, are you really contributing to a climate positive world? And if not, what can you change to do so? So I think I really want to open this up, and feel free to contact me, and feel free to just reach out to me and talk about climate and entrepreneurship or climate and education. I'm happy to talk about it, and just let me know. I think that would be cool. But I really want to open up this question, and maybe we have a short discussion around this. Would be amazing.
Thank you. Thank you very much for sharing your presentation. And I think it was very enthusiastic and inviting people to talk about their actions.
I can see Sharon, for example, raising her hand. Yeah.
My name is actually Sharon Drew, Christian.
Sharon Drew, sorry.
First of all, thank you, thank you, thank you. Blessings, blessings, blessings. What you're doing is so necessary. It's so important. You've touched my heart for the rest of the week. I mean, thank you so much. I'm an inventor of brain change models. And I've invented a new form of question. I've invented a new form of sales. I've invented a new form of change. I've invented a new form of listening. And I've been working in the sales and marketing industry for 40 years. I've trained 100,000 salespeople. I've worked with global entrepreneurs in facilitating business structure and systems, and mostly communication. And I would love to help. Can I help, please? Please, can I help?
We will find ways to help. We're constantly looking for experts and mentors and coaches like you, and we need more basically to help. And let's talk about this afterwards. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Perfect. Who else got some thoughts? And maybe also the question, like, are you active in climate? Are you really moving and helping the planet in terms of climate change?
I am not. Renuka just found me a few weeks ago, but I am creating a TV series on the how of motivation to action using my models. And but I work with spiritually based companies because all of my work is based on facilitating change by helping others be their best selves, not by pushing, it's facilitating. So I haven't, but I've been putting my values, our values, into the world with all the people. And I've written 9 books and sold millions of books. And I mean, I've got a little bit of a voice, so I could help you also.
Sounds very good.
Any questions? Any questions?
I shared my link in the chat, how you can like just quickly schedule a slot with me. I can share it afterwards by email if you want, but I just shared it in there. Just click on it, propose any slot, and we can have an online meeting if you want to. That would be great. Any questions, anyone, around climate and entrepreneurship? Climate and innovation?
Good. If anyone don't have question, I have some questions. Yes, a very interesting program, and I want to just disseminate some knowledge about that, and that's why I'm asking question on behalf of the audience, that how do you enroll entrepreneurs?
What do you mean by enroll?
Sorry?
What do you mean by enroll entrepreneurs?
Enroll. I mean, how they can engage with your program.
Okay. So we have, as we are supporting partners to do these programs, or we have lists, let's say, on websites and lists where entrepreneurs can just go to and they can see in their region, in their country, or in the specific topic, like where should they apply, into which programs they should apply. The programs are active in different moments of the year, so entrepreneurs can constantly check there. That's one option. The second option is entrepreneurs can sign up to our newsletter, and when they're signed up to a newsletter, they can constantly receive information when there are different programs running and active, so they can receive that. So these are the 2 best options, I think, and also being like tuned on our partner organizations to see whether anything is happening in that space. Yeah. I'll just share the websites with you. Yeah.
And how much does it cost?
So that depends. Most programs are actually for free for entrepreneurs and innovators. Some programs do have a certain cost for the entrepreneurs, but the majority is usually for free. Some of the programs even give grants and financial supports to their startups and innovators as well. So I would say majority is free and gives grants or cash prices, let's say. So yeah.
That's very good to know that they are free. And so I would encourage everyone, whoever hears this, and if they are interested in getting some good skills, entrepreneurship skills are so important, especially for climate change. It is so important. Even if you are in any field, you have to be innovative nowadays, and you have to see the future uncertainties. You should have the capacity, isn't it, to see that future uncertainties, and also to have a holistic systemic view of our activities. And that is so important, that everyone can reach out to your program and you have some free, like not some, but many free resources to help these people. Yeah. Thank you very much. And also, like, is there any sector you are focusing, or is it everywhere? Say, for example, any farmer can do this, and also a very highly technological person, like who are making spacecrafts, can also be here?
Very good question. So I think we don't have a specific industry or sector as focus, no? I mean, most of our partners in their countries are very broad: climate, clean tech, green tech, and overall. Most of them. Just a few European programs are focusing on carbon removal or clean cities or maritime. But that's some programs in Europe have a specific focus, but the majority is very broad, let's say, and it more depends on the geography where you are. And you should rather apply to the geography where you are, let's say, or where you want to be active. But it's usually very open. Yeah.
Thank you. And just one last question. When you explained about like being an accelerator and then implementing and then validating and that process, I was wondering how it is different than any, for example, any system, for example, ISO certification or anything like that, because there are many standard systems which any organization can embed into their system and go through that process. So how it is different than those ISO standards or something similar to those things?
Very good question again. So I think when a startup goes through these accelerators, I mean, one part is the knowledge and the information they can receive and so on. But I think the other part is more about the network they will receive of mentors, coaches, and most of these accelerators try to give visibility to the startups, try to help startups access a market of clients and customers, or access a market of investors and financing options. And it's about visibility. So probably the accelerators have some more benefits, which like any of these certifications may not have, but the certifications have probably a bit more theoretical and a bit more content and detail. We give content, we have diverse content on like creating a business to scaling a business and so on, but I think an accelerator then really is more about visibility and the diverse connections you have. Plus you're talking to peer entrepreneurs, etc. And I think you're really part of an ecosystem in that sense, and you're part of a community through such programs, whether it's accelerator or incubator.
Thank you very much. And do you have any conferences or seminars or anything like that at a regular basis where
we will have? Yes. I can always promote them and let you know. We will have one next week where we are explaining in detail about our entrepreneurship programs, and we'll have like participants explaining their experience, what they did, and so on. And that's where we will explain the calendar of events for the year. So feel free to attend. I just post the link in here, basically. If not, I'm always happy to share with you the events we have, so we can distribute it to the whole network and see if anyone is curious to join.
Yeah, it would be good to have a small paragraph with me so that I can disseminate throughout.
Sure. I will always give it. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much for your time and a very interesting presentation. It is such a needed activity. Thank you very much.
Welcome. Thanks.
All right. Any last comments if anyone want to share? All happy? All right, I will move on. So now we have, we have very interesting person here, and he's SM Ashish Uz. So Ashish Zaman from Bangladesh. And he's a major at Bangladesh Army. So he knows many things like he is using tankers, security professional, physical protection, security driving, counterterrorism and insurgency, military, UN peacemaking, and geopolitics. So his interests are many, many. And what I found that when I invited him to join this network, he said, I am no wise of this sustainable development. And how can I join? I said, not to worry, please join. You might learn, or we might learn from you. And he joined. And today, in this morning, when I was delivering a session in Philippines, and I was surprised that he came with such a good question, and he had understanding of so many things, which was just amazing for all of us to hear. And so I thought, okay, you come and let us see and share your views on how do you feel being a part of this network. This is just not an advertise. It is an advertising of a networking thing. You know, the networking activity is such an important activity, and that is what I want to showcase through this case. And so I will invite him to tell us how he feels being a part of this network.
Thank you so much, Dr. Rehana, ma'am. Thank you so much for having me here. Am I visible?
Yes, you are.
Greetings to all. This is Major Ashik from Bangladesh, and I will take just 1 minute as Dr. Renuka already emailed me that I will have a slot for 1 minute to have my feelings, how I feel to be with you all. See, I'm a very humble professional from a military background, which has no direct connection with any other professionals probably attending at this webinar at this moment. But I do have my one of the most favorite pleasure time, which is passing time in the LinkedIn. I don't have any other social network. I only use LinkedIn and YouTube. It's my personal preference. So while browsing LinkedIn, I came across Dr. Renuka, such a humble, knowledgeable person. She was proactively reaching out to me, and I was quite surprised that I do believe in growing network and diversifying my LinkedIn network, but I never thought of diversifying it to the direction of sustainability. I have the connections of security professionals, military, close protections, counterterrorism, and the field where I am comfortable. But I was very touched that such a knowledgeable person like Dr. Renuka reached to me, and if I might be the most humble person here, but I could be an ambassador of sustainability in my profession, then so on. I'm here for, basically this is the first webinar of the Global Sustainable Future through Partnership Network. And today I joined another webinar, which was hosted by one of the University of Philippines. So I feel really proud to be here. Coincidentally, during my school days, college days, I did have geography. I have some bit of connections with the sustainability in my school days, but let alone when I joined Army, my graduation and other field stuff all changed to defense studies materials. And to be specific, as I am a tank commander, which is very unstable in battlefield tank. So it's a quite opposite force. I'm having encountering quite a different sectors in my to my experience. But what I can say, I'm a very keen learner, and the day I met Dr. Renuka, from that after there, in my leisure period, besides my defense studies, I'm also studying on sustainability. I'm trying to follow skilled professionals on this in this regard. I met very famous reputed persons already today during the webinar in Philippines. So I might be the most humble and weak contributor, Dr. Renuka, out of your all the coordinators. But I can assure you that whatever I'll be doing with 100% honesty and in a great way. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me here. I'm so proud to be with you all. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It is such a pleasure to hear these words from you. And I believe we all need to learn the keenness of learning something. I have been a student all my life. Just now also I am learning Portuguese language just to talk with my friend here, Rosalini, so that I can just talk with her fluently. And I keep on learning these things. And I'm so pleased that I have such a strong, very strong coordinators in our network. And this is what we want to pass beyond our network, that everyone should be keen to learn and live sustainably way. So thank you very much for sharing your thoughts today. And it's a great pleasure to have you. So we'll carry on with now. So next I want to invite Dr. Pranjal Kumar Fukum. And he is a timber advisor for Private Limited. He has plenty of honors with awards and credits with him. Mentor, entrepreneur, thought leader, startup advisor, social activist, supply chain specialist, author, innovator, reformist, educationist, and strategy consultant and mentor. And he is going to talk about growing in the WUSA world. So Dr. Pranjal from India, please take the floor. And please spend some time introducing yourself and then carry on with your presentation. Thank you. I don't see Pranjal. That is strange. He did write me just a few minutes ago that he's going to be here. All right, let us wait and we can carry on with our following program. So next I want to invite Kakatuda Ari. I hope I'm speaking the right pronunciation. And he's from Niger. And he's going to give us a short talk on speak a second language. And I wondered if we have someone in speaking a French language, because he wanted someone to be in speaking a French language. Is there anyone who can speak French? Okay.
Dr. Ranka, ma'am, I can do the very elementary level French language due to my peacekeeping mission in Democratic Republic of Congo.
Oh, wonderful. Let us see what he wants to tell. Okay. Kakatuda, please carry on with your talk. You are muted. You are muted. You are muted. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Bonsoir, cher réseau. Merci, docteur Renuka, de m'avoir donné la parole. C'est un grand honneur. Merci également pour la présentation. Merci également pour le brainstorming. Merci également à Madame Dana pour la présentation et pour les cités antiques. Merci également à Monsieur Christian Dobé pour la présentation du projet axé sur le changement climatique. C'est un sujet très important. D'ailleurs, ça fait partie du sujet qui nous a réunis ici. Donc, merci. Et j'ai vu que M. Achik n'est pas là. J'espère qu'il va bien. Donc, revenons dans l'ordre du jour. Merci encore, Dr. Renuka, d'avoir pris en compte mon inquiétude. Mon inquiétude est celle d'une seconde langue. Vous n'êtes pas sans savoir que je suis au Niger où 84% de la population vit dans un milieu rural. Donc, je me suis dit que je dois m'imprégner et mieux s'informer pour du contenu de notre réseau pour partager avec la population. Donc, merci vraiment, docteur, d'avoir pris en compte mes inquiétudes. J'espère que d'ici là, il y aura des gens qui vont venir pour qu'on puisse échanger dans la langue française. Merci vraiment. Et je profite de l'occasion pour souhaiter bonne année à tous. Bonne année à tous vivement la fin du Covid-19. Merci également. J'ai vu que les gens s'étaient, donc merci également. Ciao. J'attends vraiment pour qu'une autre personne se présente pour qu'on puisse parler en français du sujet concernant le changement climatique. Merci beaucoup. Ciao.
You are muted, Ashish. Ashik, you are muted.
No, no. Hi. It's finished. Okay.
Yes, but
Okay.
yes, I'm asking Ashik to speak, but he is muted.
Okay.
Ma'am, I have unmuted myself. Sorry, I'm not getting whether you are calling me or Ashish.
Okay. How do you call your name? Sorry, how do you pronounce your name?
It's Ashik.
Ashik. Okay. Ashik, can you just explain if you have understood whatever he has said, whatever is possible for you?
Yeah, sure, ma'am. Ma'am, basically, I'm not an official translator of French language. I just do the, I just know the elementary French. I just know the very basic things for the wishing and greetings to other people. But I understood. I understand merci beaucoup, merci, and other things. He has wished every one of us, starting from all the distinguished speakers, you and other doctors and professors. And he has wished the others, we, the coordinators also. Then he moved on to discuss about the contributions you guys are doing. He has also highlighted some bit of the pandemic situation. I'm not sure what he meant, but I can assess what he meant. And let alone he has finished again by wishing best of luck to your great endeavor, the global sustainable futures. And that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
He did tell me a synopsis of what he wanted to speak. And so I think he is trying to tell that everyone in world must learn a second language. And that is so important. And that is what I think he's trying to make us understand here. And I completely agree with that. And it is not just the second language within your region. I think that is also important for the local dissemination of our communication strategy and all that. But different a language that is different from your country, possibly that could make a lot of difference. And today morning, I was also shared one example. Maybe not today or yesterday, I'm not sure, but I was shared one example. Yes, yesterday, I was shared one example that there were children playing, and the whole group was only speaking Arabic. And one child from Canada came in to play with that group, and they had no common language. So it was a bit difficult, and everyone who were elder there thought that this child might have a problem with playing with these children. But within no minutes, that child was playing with everyone, and he enjoyed his time. So without any having language, they were able to communicate, play, and everything. So language should not be a barrier. One lesson we take, and other lesson we take that we must learn one language so that we can help others to communicate. So it is very important to have a second language. Thank you very much for sharing, Kakaduda, your views here.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, let me see if I can find Pranjal if he is present. No, I don't think so. So let us see what else we have. That's it we have, I think, for today, and we have future opportunities coming up, which I have actually already shared with you in the starting of my presentation. And this is, I only want to announce again that the topical collection, the role of education in implementation of the UN Sustainable Development Goals, and how sustainability education influences consumption and production systems and contribute to achieving sustainable development goals. This is a call by all our, like the group who are all based in our network. So we got together and we have made this call in a journal, which is called Discovery Sustainability. And I welcome you all to just have a look, and if you can contribute, then please do contribute. And I would also ask everyone to join the social media channels and our YouTube channel and so on, so that we can just make an impact. So I will stop here and I will invite any questions if anyone have to ask anyone here in the meeting. Are we all right?
I just wanted to say, like, it's totally worth joining these channels because there are a lot of interesting exchanges, like on WhatsApp, for example, and so on. So very interesting.
Yes, our WhatsApp group is just full now. We had to create a Telegram so that we can invite more people to join us in our group. Okay, so I will close the meeting for now.